headstand, so don't freak out if you're not a headstander. But we're going to be working through it all together. So whatever stage we're at, we're going to be going from baby steps where we're not barely inverting to, if you want to take it there, going there. So yeah, we're just going to take it slow, but we're going to warm up into it first. Should feel really good. Getting into those shoulders. I always say most of us spend most of the week sat at a desk unless you're lucky not to. So just a nice one to get everything moving and mobile. So we'll start in the way that I always start, which is just taking a minute to arrive on your mat. So come and find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And let's just take a nice deep breath in and a big exhale through your mouth. And again, inhale. And just release whatever's been happening this week. And again, inhale. Exhale and closing down the eyes if you haven't already. And just coming to the natural flow of your breath. And we're just taking a minute to check in with how we're feeling today. Just getting a general sense of your mood. How we're feeling in our bodies. Feeling tired or energized, restless. And going through a little body scan. So in your own time, starting from the top of your head down to your toes. You can go from toes to head, it's up to you, but just work your way down slowly. Try not to get stuck on any areas. Just noting. And really, we're just starting to build that mind-body connection that we love yoga for. It's not all about the fancy postures. This is yoga, what we're doing right now. So working your way all the way down. All the way down to touch. Once you've finished your body scan, bringing your attention back to your breath. Again, not breathing in any particular way. And let's focus on the exhale today. So where does the exhale start? And where does it finish? Where do you feel it? And bringing a count to the breath now. So as you inhale, counting 1. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 4. And keep going until you get to 10. And once you've finished your count, just releasing any focus on the breath and bringing your attention back to your body. And just starting to wake yourself up, taking any movements that feel good for you. Maybe rolling into the next side to side, rolling wrists. Oh, we've got Karen. Morning, Karen. that you're feeling better. And taking some big shoulder rolls. Yeah, good. Forwards and back. Good. Let's take arms out to the side and reaching over to the left side with the right hand over. Big reach. And over to the right side. Good. Linking the movement with the breath. So as you inhale and then exhale down. Inhale lifts. Exhale down. Let's do one more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Yeah, good. One more. Fantastic. Okay, coming on to hands and knees into our tabletop. Let's do a little wrist warm up. So circling around those wrists, little circles to start with, gradually building that movement. Yeah, anything you need to do to warm them up. Tend to neglect wrists a bit. In yoga, we spend so much more time on our hands than you ever normally would, probably, unless you're a baby. And then go the other direction. Good, building that movement. Good. Okay, and coming back to that neutral position. Have a little shoulder warm up here. So practicing a shoulder scapular push up. So keeping your elbows straight, can you push the ground away so that you're rounding your back and you are pulling your shoulder blades apart? So we're not going into a full cat. We're sort of keeping our spine fairly straight, but we're just pushing away. Good. And then again, keeping elbows straight. Can you sink yourself down? Yeah, that's it. So it's a weird little movement and it can be quite hard to find a sense of, but just keep working through that. It's a good little mobilizer. Yeah, good. Let me have a look at what you're doing. Yeah, that's it. So sinking through and pushing away. Yeah, good. You might feel muscles stretching that you didn't know were there. Good. Okay, and then coming back to the middle, let's take that into a full cat-cow now. So now we're drawing the spine up, tucking the chin under, tucking the tailbone under. And on the next exhale, sinking belly down, sticking tailbone high, looking up to the sky. Good. Take a couple more in your own time. Really taking time to warm our shoulders up today. Good. Okay, last one. And then we'll come back to that neutral position. Okay, lifting into the left hand, follow it with your gaze. And on the next exhale, threading that arm through for our thread the needle. And of course, taking any variations that you want to here. That you like. Just staying with this basic one. Good. Okay, replacing that hand if you've lifted it and taking that arm back to the sky. Good. Pop it down. Fantastic. Okay, let's take that the other side. Follow with your gaze and threading through. Good. Pushing through your left hand and taking right back to the sky. Good. Or whichever hand you've lifted. And back there. Good. Okay. Tucking the toes under. Let's push into down dog just briefly, just to get a little sense of down dog, starting to warm up the hamstrings and the legs and the hips, swaying into hips side to side, pedaling out those feet. And again, just Take any movements that sort of feel good for you here. Really important to take this time to warm up. Good. Okay, coming down onto the knees, taking hips back towards heels and extending arms out in front for our child's pose. Good. Walking hands to the right side of your mat, crossing left hand over right. Good. Really think about pushing that left hip back towards your heel. Maybe going a bit further if you can to the right, but don't force it. Okay, walking hands back to the middle and then over to the left side of the mat now. So walking to the left side, right hand crosses over left. Yeah. And walking hands back to the middle again. Wonderful. Okay, keeping those arms stretched out in front. Let's transfer weight forwards over the hands, tuck the toes under, and once more finding downward dog. Movement if you want to, or if you just want to explore being still and pushing that tailbone high to the sky, you can. Okay, looking to hands and starting to walk feet forward to the backs of the wrists. Let's keep feet hip width apart, crossing forearms over one another. Nice deep bend in the knees. And we're just swaying side to side for our ragdoll. Good. Okay, and slowly, slowly working your way all the way back up, rolling back up. Nice flexion in that spine. Good. Okay, coming to the fronts of your mats. Feet together, big toes touching. And let's just take a minute to reconnect again. So rolling the shoulders back, bring the hands to prayer, just to join two sides of the body. Closing the eyes down now. Just get back in touch with your breath. Okay, and when you're ready, blinking eyes open, release arms down. As you inhale, lifting arms overhead, and then just exhale them back down again. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Let's have a fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold from the waist. Deep bend in your knees, and maybe hands are coming to floor or to shins. Little halfway lift. And fold again. Pushing through feet. Arms coming overhead once more. And let's on a little side bend, so down to the left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up and down. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, lift and fold. Halfway lift, fold. Pushing all the way back up to stand. And let's take that little side bend again. Good. Exhale down. Wonderful. Okay, let's take this down onto the mat. So inhale, fold. Halfway lift. Placing hands down onto the mat, and we take right foot back and left foot back and find our high plank. If you're struggling in high plank, you can pop knees down, but otherwise trying to hold this posture, obviously a really good one for shoulder strengthening. So really think about pushing the floor away, tucking that belly in and finding that core strength that we all talk about so much. Okay, releasing knees down and roll down onto tummy. Keep hands exactly where they are. Good. And pushing the ground away, just lifting the upper body. We're not forcing here. Try not to force into the lower back. It's just a gentle lift. Think about pulling shoulders away from ears. Really important to get a sense of that. Good. Okay, release. Push onto the knees and find your downward dog. Good, and we're going to be taking 5 breaths here. 1. Really important to get a sense of these options to start with. So throughout our practice today, you can take any of these options we're going through at the moment. That's about 3. Good, sending those hips high. 4. And 5. Looking to hands, step your right foot into your hands. Yeah, good. And release the back knee. Bring your hands onto your front knee. We're just going to find this crescent lunge, which we did a lot last week. Let me mirror you. Lifting your arms up. Can we cactus arms? Really just open that chest. Find that expansion. See if you can lift your heart a little bit to the sky. Again, not forcing. Okay, let's see if we can find a bind here as well. So taking left hand behind your back, right arm overhead for a little bind. Don't worry if you can't link, certainly at this point in the practice, but we're just starting to get a sense of this. If you're struggling, maybe by the end you'll be able to do it. See if we can look up to the sky. Nice. We did so well. Okay, releasing arms, frame that front foot, and take your right foot back to meet the left, and we're into down dog once more. Good. And of course, we're going to do on the other side, so bringing left foot between the hands, right knee down. Good, and just bring hands onto knee to start with, just as we're warming up. And when you're ready, opening arms for that cactus. I really love this posture. Good. Opening chest, lifting heart to the sky. And this time we're going to take right arm behind back, left hand down behind head. I'm just doing that very well. And seeing if we can lift heart to sky. Good. Okay, framing front foot. Take left foot back to meet right. And back to our down dog. Try and have feet about hip width apart. Yeah, good. Okay, looking to hands and stepping feet forwards to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, maybe hands on shins. And exhale, fold. Pushing all the way back up to stand. And let's add those little side bends on. So down to the left. Inhale up and down to the right. Inhale up. Good. I forgot to say at the start about consent cards. I always forgot to say about them. So yes, for if you're happy for adjustments, or no if you'd rather not. Okay, let's find a triangle pose. So stepping your right foot backwards, left foot pointing towards me. Good. Spreading arms nice and wide. Reaching forwards as far as you can and bringing that front hand onto the front shin, or you can push the back of the hand against the inside of the calf. Right arm is lifting nice and high. And in the interest of our shoulder mobility, we're going to make some big circles today. So sending that right arm as far back as you can towards your hip, your back hip. And we're making big circles, basically, big circles. Draw the biggest circles you can. Yeah, good. That's it, we're taking it backwards. Good. And let's take one more of those, nice and slow. Good. And when we've done our third circle, sending right hand to the sky again. Great. Can you touch in and look towards here? Perfect. Good, nice straight fingers. Just give you a little adjustment. That's good. Feel balanced? Wonderful. Okay, looking down towards that front foot and pushing back up to stand. Let's turn left toes in, right toes out. So we're all facing the back of the room wherever we are, reaching towards the back of the room, releasing that right hand down wherever you want to take it. Left arm lifts nice and high. Good. And let's start making those big circles. So sending hand backwards. That's it. I'm just going to give you a little bit of help. So sending here. That's it. That's it. And reaching down to the floor as far as you can. Good. Nice, that looks great. Last one, and on your third one, that arm's lifting, lifting, lifting towards the sky. Nice. A little adjustment. Take your foot forwards a little bit more. That's it. Good. Yes. Feel balanced? Okay, looking down to front foot and pushing yourself back up once more. Right toes in, left toes out again. We're going to find a little twisted triangle. I'm really into these lately. Sorry if you're not. Take right hand forwards, left hand behind your back. Right arm's going to lift nice and high. And then reaching that right hand forwards, can we take it onto the ground on the inside of your left foot? Good. Peel your left shoulder open to the sky and see if you can take that left hand up. That's it. There's a lot going on in this posture. Yeah, good. Yeah, you can absolutely grab a block. That's a good way to give height. If you feel quite settled here, maybe you can explore bringing right hand closer to the left foot or even crossing over the left foot. That is a big ask. That's great. Nice focus today. Okay, carefully bringing your left hand back down. Bring yourself out of this slowly. Don't just straight out of it. Right toes out, left toes in. And let's build this the other way. So twist your torso to face that right foot. Right arm's coming behind your back. Left arm lift high. Reach that left hand forwards and bring it down on the floor or on a block on the inside of your right foot. That's it. Peel the right shoulder open. Once you feel balanced, see if we can lift that right arm towards the sky. Nice. Hope you're okay on Zoom. Let's have a little look. Okay, and looking down towards that front foot, slowly bringing yourself out. Back to standing. Good. And coming back to the front of the mat. Let's return to our little salutation mashup and just build on that a little bit. So inhale, arms overhead and fold. Halfway lift. Good. Bringing hands to mat. Taking right foot, left foot back to our high plank. Good. Coming down onto knees, rolling down onto chest. Good. Pushing up into cobra. Remember to pull those shoulders away from your ears. Okay, and let's see if we can find an up dog. So tucking the toes under, can you transfer your weight over your hands? Really squeezing your quads, your knees. See if those legs come off the ground. If you need to have them down there, you can. And finding down dog, either via the knees or pushing straight there, if you're comfortable with that transition. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stepping right foot between the hands. Coming straight up into our little crescent lunge with cactus arms. Good. And left arm is going to reach out, internally rotating behind the back. Right arm is coming overhead, and we're seeing if we can link. Don't worry if you can't. Good. See if we can lift that chest high. Good. Okay, releasing arms, framing front foot, and let's take right foot back to left, back to our down dog. Take a little wiggle if you need to. Good. Left foot between hands, coming down onto the back. Knee. Cactus crescent lunge. Good. And this time we're taking right hand behind. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, right. I'm going to get confused with this. So right hand is internally rotating. Left is going down behind the head, between the shoulder blades, seeing if we can link up. Lifting chest to sky. Good. Okay. Unlinking fingers, framing front foot, sending left foot back to right. Back to our downward dog. Good. Let's just briefly come down onto the knees and find a little child's pose, reaching out in front. Good. Just taking a minute to reset if we need that. Okay, looking to hands and transferring our weight forwards, finding down dog once more. Looking to hands and stepping or maybe hopping feet forwards. Inhale, little halfway lift, fold, and pushing all the way back up to stand. Good, and down. Okay, let's find a balanced posture. I don't know if this is really a thing, but we're going to do it. It would be interesting. So we're going to do a warrior 3, but with that bind that we've been doing. So again, don't worry if you can't link hands, but let's see if we can find a bind. Let's go right hand over, left arm under first, and see if we can take right foot backwards. And it's really going to encourage us to tighten our core, this little variation. To keep everything nice and straight. You can have toes pointed or you can pull toes back towards the shin, but just see where you're at. I actually really struggled to do this last night. Oh, well done. Yeah, and it's really going to make you control how much you tilt forwards. When we do weird and wonderful things, the body has to really switch on and connect all the dots. You do it so well. Okay, coming back up with control. You all did much better than me on my first try. So let's take this the other side. So this time we're taking left hand under right arm. Is that right? Yes. And on the right foot, when we can, tilting forwards, nice and slowly. Lovely control. Using that core, coming back up with control. Well done. Okay, taking feet wide along the mat now, facing the long edge. Shaking off that last posture if you Don't get too hung up on anything. So hands onto waist. Inhale, chest lifts high. And as we exhale, coming down, hands to mat. And let's just take some little pulses side to side. So bending alternately into right and left knee. Just to mobilize those hips in this plane of movement. Good. Okay, and coming back up to the middle. Keeping left hand down, lifting right hand towards the sky. Yeah, good. And seeing if you can internally rotate that that right arm, taking it back towards your left inner thigh. So behind your back and towards your left inner thigh. Don't worry if it doesn't get anywhere near there, but just going in that general direction. Yeah, that's it, you've got it. That's it. If you feel settled there, maybe taking right hand to the outside, left hand to the outside of the right ankle, or it could go towards the knee. Nice, keeping spines nice and long. That's it. Remember to keep that right shoulder peeled towards the sky. That's going to really help with that little bind. Okay, right arm lifts high. Good. I'm popping it down, I know. I know. Okay, right hand stays down this time and left arm lifts. Good. We can stay here if we want to. A few more breaths. Letting everything settle and taking this opportunity to really think about lifting your heart up. It's a big twist in the thoracic spine, this. Internally rotating that arm, taking it towards the inside of the right thigh now. That's it. Keeping that spine long. And if we feel settled and comfortable, maybe taking right hand to the left leg. Well done. Okay, right hand replaces onto the ground. Left arm lifts and twist. Taking another little side to side stretch out just to wiggle it all out. Good. Okay, hands to middle. Halfway lift. And on the next exhale, walking hands underneath the body. That wide leg folds. Good. Feet in a little bit more. Good. See if you can put the weight into your toes, just a tad more. Yeah, good. I know. And bend your elbows. So aiming to get that in. That's where you get that control. Yeah, good. No, it's scary, shifting weight. It looks great. See if you can do a little micro bend here. This might be a good place to explore that. And you've got hands down. Yeah, good. Does that feel controlled? It looks it. It's wiggling, but it's a good way to practice building that strength. Okay, walking hands out. Halfway lift. Hands are coming to waist. And let's come all the way back up. Now, if you want to take that first option, you can, or otherwise we're linking fingers behind, drawing the chest open, or you can link forearms over if you prefer. Drawing chest open, and on the next exhale, slowly folding over once more, seeing if we can lift those arms overhead. Good. We won't hold it for too much longer. Okay, slowly, slowly bringing yourself back up. Well done. Heel, toe, feet in. Have a little shake off. You're doing so well. Remember, this is all optional. Coming back to the front of your mat, let's take our last little salutation down onto the mat, okay? So inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, we know what we're doing. Finding high plank, right foot, left foot back, or jumping. We can do knees, chest, chin, or if you like to chaturanga, you can obviously take that option. And we can push into cobra or straight into up dog. Good. Finding down dog, however you want to get there. And 5 breaths in down dog. 1. 2. 3. Is that too much? Bend your knees a little bit. That's it, yeah, good. Is that easier? Good. Last count. 4. And 5. Okay, looking to hands, stepping right foot between hands, left knee's going to come down. Cactus lunge. Good. Okay, right hand coming under, left arm over, lifting chest to the sky. Good. Okay, framing that front foot, taking right foot back to meet left to add down dog. Good, left foot between hands this time, coming down onto the back knee. Cactus lunge. Left arm internal, right arm over behind head, lifting chest. Good. And unlinking, framing the front foot, taking left foot back to the right, briefly just having that last downward dog moment. Coming down onto the knees and finding a nice restorative child's pose. So maybe stacking hands on top of one another, popping them under your forehead. Good. Okay, and bringing yourselves back up. So we've warmed up a lot into our shoulders, and we've done quite a lot of strengthening with our vinyasas. So we're going to start to explore headstand now. As I said, we're just going to do it all at the same time. We're going to do 3 variations, okay? Starting with just the easiest. So I'm going to show you first what I want you to do. Again, even if you can do a headstand, I want you to start with this. We're going to be working on this variation of headstand. I'm not a big fan of tripod, to be honest. I think it makes I feel quite vulnerable in that position. So I prefer this variation to fix the neck. First of all, we don't want our necks like this when we're on the ground, and we don't want them like this. We kind of want a nice long neck. We want shoulders away from the ears. So I've been talking about that a lot. So what we're going to work on first is linking fingers behind head. Very top of head between your ears is coming down. Let me show you first. From here, again, start to think about shoulders pulling away. So not dumping here, pulling away, making a nice long neck. And all I want you to do is just stay on your toes, but just think about getting hips overhead, because this is where we're going to sort of build our headstand. We're never going to get into headstand if we're here, okay? So just have a little play with this, and this is the posture that we can keep revisiting if we want to. So have a little go at that. So setting hands down, elbows not too wide and not too thin, making a nice equilateral triangle shape. Yeah, good. And just setting that head down. Yeah, and thinking about pushing shoulders away. Yeah, good. And then maybe coming onto toes, maybe lifting knees. And if you feel comfortable there, walking toes towards head. If at any point this feels uncomfortable, just sit back down again, find child's pose. So they're in front of your forehead, yeah. So the head is on the mat and they're just supporting behind, that's it. So I'd come a little bit more onto your head. That's it, yeah, good. So that point between your ears on the very top, that's it. And think about pushing shoulders away, that's it. Lifting knees off the ground. And starting to walk toes towards your face, yeah, good. Keep on pushing those shoulders away. Oh, I'm seeing some lovely straight backs. Good potential. Bring your elbows in a little bit more. Okay, and coming back down again. And just finding a child's pose there. You've both got lovely straight backs, but what I'd say is try and bring your elbows just in slightly because it's just going to give you a bit more strength. Here is just not quite as strong, but that's looking good. Good start. And maybe this is where you're done. You know, maybe you're feeling like, oh, that's a bit too uncomfortable on my neck. Do listen to your body. Okay. Okay. So while you're still having a rest, come and sit up, but let me just talk you through option number 2. Option, I'll keep saying it. Hopefully this is all making sense on Zoom. So exactly the same setup. Remember not to have elbows too wide. We want that nice strong posture there. Setting head down. So we're finding our nice straight back if we're feeling settled there. Let's see if we can just bring one foot in and then the other. If we feel comfortable, maybe lifting both. So it's hard to talk and do this. And you can keep your hips kind of closed, or sometimes keeping them a bit more open will give you a bit more stability. Do not take legs up yet, okay? Even if you can do it. Again, just explore that first option first. Your hips will let you know when you're ready to lift your knees, if that makes sense. Because you find that tip point, don't rush it. Keep shoulders away from ears. I'll keep saying it, you get sick of it. We're really, really engaging our core here. Pulling knee in towards chest, knee in towards tummy. Yes, good. So keep the hips tipped first. Oh, no, that's it. Keep. Good. Oh, then pushing away with arms. Okay, rolling back down. Have a little rest out. Okay, and relax. Relax back into child's pose. So we're all where we're at. You're all doing really well. And I can see you're all listening to your bodies. Don't freak out, by the way, if your neck does feel a bit sore after today. It will ease off. Good. Okay, lifting back up. Let's go one more time. Maybe if you weren't quite managing to get hips up, maybe that's just what we're exploring this time. Or if you were managing to get your hips up successfully, then maybe we explore one leg up. And here is a good way to just practice. You could have one leg out in front, or maybe we are taking it to full Shavasana. Okay, but coming down with control. Don't fling yourself up into it, because that's when we're going to hurt ourselves. Okay, listen to your body. Maybe we're still just working on this. This is a great thing to practice. Sometimes I do just practice that. Okay, have a little go if you want to, and if you want a hand, give me a wave. So let's measure it out. So we want this point. Okay, so linking those fingers, yeah. So pop those down first. That's it. Put that point of your head here and push it into your hands. That's it. Okay, pushing shoulders away. Hang on one sec. You okay? That's it. And maybe you were just exploring lifting one foot and then pop it down and then lift the other foot. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And then maybe you're relaxing down again and see if you can find that point again. Good, no.
On the mat, is it in the wrong position?
This bit, just make sure that your hands are really gripping behind. Okay. So, find the hand first. Relax down if you need to, if you've had enough. That's it, so really push shoulders away. That's the key thing here. That's it, and starting to bring hips over. Just lift your right foot, so just bend your right knee. That's it, good. Keep those shoulders lifted, that's it. And down, and lift the left foot. And down. Good, and come down onto your knees. Fantastic. Okay, relax down there. I think we've had enough. Is everyone okay? You're right. Okay. It happens to the best of us. I did it once in a huge class. I did it once in a class of Ashtangas and just did this like military role. It happens to the best of us. But this is why it's just good to practice these, you know, going through the basics. It's important to learn how to fall out of inversions as well. So yeah, it's not for everyone though. You don't have to do inversions. I like to, it feels playful. But anyway, I'll shut up. Come and have a lay on your back. Have a hug of your knees into your chest. And just rocking side to side, massaging out your back. I know, it's a strong options today. Option for shoulder stand now. Let's just take the basic version to start. So just lifting your legs to the sky. We did do this last week, just in that L shape. And because we've been doing quite intense things, maybe we're just staying here. Of course, if you love and you want to go into full shoulder stand, you can. But otherwise, I'd encourage you to just hang out here. Yeah. Let's just enjoy that inversion. It's kind of tradition in yoga that when we do headstand, which is our king posture, that we do shoulder stand, which is our queen posture. Good. A few more breaths. Bending into the knees now, bringing knees down towards forehead if you are in full shoulder stand. Hopping arms down onto the mat, using them as breakers, slowly rolling yourself down. Good. Okay, have another hug of those knees. Spreading arms nice and wide, or cactusing arms if you're limited for space. And let's rock knees over to the right side, looking over the left shoulder. Closing eyes down. And bringing these up to the middle. And let's take that over to the other side, left side, looking over right shoulder now. Again, just closing your eyes down. And coming back up to the middle. And you know, we've got to do a very important last posture, our Shavasana. So maybe finding a warm layer before taking your rest posture. When you're all comfied up, come and have a lay on your backs. Whichever way is comfortable for you. If you are in classic Shavasana posture, maybe taking feet out along the width of the mat and just letting hips roll out to the side. Letting palms face the ceiling to release those shoulders. Yeah. Almost sort of gently pulling shoulder blades together so that those arms can really just fall out. Okay, taking a nice deep breath in. Release with a big sigh. Again, inhale and release. Last one, inhale and release. Thank yourselves for your practice. Well done. Now, wiggling your fingers, toes, gently rolling head side to side. Maybe taking a big overhead stretch. And let's have one final hug of those knees. Roll onto your right side. And in your own time, coming to sit back up when you're ready. Welcome back, everyone. Really well done. I know that was a much more energetic, strong practice compared to last week, but you know, it's spring equinox yesterday, so we've got that spring energy going. Again, don't worry if your neck feels a little bit stiff and sore. That's quite common after headstands. Just go through some gentle stretches. Shout if you need any advice. All right, but otherwise, have a lovely weekend. Well done. All right. And if you're coming tomorrow, thank you online. If you're coming tomorrow,